is the photo inappropriate?
Because it wasn't meant to be public.
I think the caption is inappropriate.
Well, the photo you didn't put out there for public consumption, man. I mean, that's ultimately what it comes down to. It was a moment where it was a private moment where you posed for a photo for somebody.
Once again, right now, we live in a Thelema society, okay? Do what thou wilt. That's why they want to make you, as the viewer, supposedly feel embarrassed when you want to laugh at a grown-ass man in fishnet stockings and high heels. Remember, he's the regular one, not you.
For somebody, and then that photo got out. It wasn't supposed to get out. It's inappropriate for him to publish it. Okay. Anyway, I don't know, man. It was inside a private residence. It was during a thing with a person.
Private.
Whatever, man. Here's the thing.
Oscar De La Hoya, he has a lot of issues, man. This dude, Oscar De La Hoya, running around putting on fishnets, high heel pumps, putting kitchen utensils up his ass. Like, come on, man. Are you serious? And once again, brothers, all these top-level athletes, they're all pansexuals. Go read about Sugar Ray Leonard, who's an admitted quote-unquote bisexual, really pansexual, and how he stated that he was getting molested by his Olympic boxing coach. This was back in the 70s, all right? So all these guys, when they get to a certain level, they're pansexuals, and if they're not outright pansexuals, they normally have some type of substance abuse issue.
Floyd Mayweather then called him Oscar, the Golden Girl, Oscar De La Hoya.
Wrong in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, it was bad. So we shot Oscar De La Hoya last night. We asked him, we're like, man, Floyd Mayweather's talking a lot of crap about you. He seems to be crossing the line. Do you think it's motivated by jealousy over Canelo Alvarez's brand new $365 million contract, the largest in pro sports history?
Once again, the jealousy angle is a very prominent narrative for the media, and it's a tactic that is even being used on the internet, on many of these social media websites, by a lot of these dudes that don't like Floyd Mayweather. They can't say anything else about him. They can't say that he was defeated or that he has a weakness in the ring. So now suddenly if he says anything critical about anyone else, it's because he's jealous of them. Remember, oftentimes jealousy, even though it's very prevalent, is oftentimes a smokescreen excuse that fans will use to cover up for the object of their fandom. Whenever somebody says something about the object of their fandom, it's because they're quote unquote jealous. And this is a concept that I'll be covering in another video more extensively.
Here's what Oscar said. Floyd's a little jealous. Absolutely. Absolutely. And look, I mean, how fair is it that Canelo announces this big monumental deal, and then here you have Floyd crawling out of his little rock?
Well, actually, Oscar, I think that you meant crawling out of his little hole. I don't know how he could crawl out of a rock. But let's understand something. Canelo Alvarez allegedly signed this big, multi-fight, $300 million plus deal where he's going to be averaging over $30 million a fight. That's great. But Floyd Mayweather was making that money 10 years ago. Beyond that, we all know that Oscar De La Hoya, being Canelo's promoter, has to take a pretty big chunk out of that. When Floyd Mayweather was making his major purses, nobody was taking a chunk of that money out because he was his own promoter.
You know, trying to sabotage or trying to steal the thunder. You guys traded some shots today. Do you think he went too far? That's who he is. That's who he is. He's a lowlife.
That's who he is. He's a lowlife. Floyd, I still remember back in 2007 when you wanted to sign the Golden Boy. And I told you, the only way that you could sign the Golden Boy is if you sniff this spatula. I'm not going to tell you where the spatula was, but you have to sniff it. And you said no, and I said, you can't sign. And you've been mad at me ever since, Floyd.
Yeah, he says he's a lowlife. Wow. I mean, these guys do not like each other at all.
They hate each other, and I feel like it was actually getting better before this latest round of shots got fired for it.
The issues between Floyd and Oscar never get better. They just lie dormant. It's like herpes, okay, with them too. It doesn't go away. The issues never go away. They just lie dormant, and then they pop up when you least expect it.
Towards each other.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. We want to know why. Why are they going after each other? Why are Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez and Oscar De La Hoya feuding? What is the reason behind it? Because
I just laid out all the reasons in this video. Now, if we want to know why Floyd and Canelo Alvarez are going back and forth with one another, it's because Canelo Alvarez wants to be Floyd Mayweather. He wants to be Floyd Mayweather. And he still can't get over how badly he was schooled in their mega bout back in 2013. And so many people want to use all these excuses. Oh, he was young back then. Canelo fought the same way back then that he fights now. Period. He just got schooled by arguably the greatest pure boxer of all time. That's all that happened. I don't think that any fighter was going to beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. that night. I think that that was the sharpest that I've ever seen him look against a truly great fighter. Now, there have been other fights where Floyd was more dynamic in his performance. Of course, the Arturo Gatti fight, but Arturo Gatti was a C-plus fighter. You know, he was, I mean, come on. He was like a guy who HBO built up that blood and guts bullshit where they would put Gatti in the ring, you know, with another white boy who looked like he was a bouncer at a club somewhere, and they would fight for 12 rounds and trade big shots, and they put Floyd in the ring with Gatti, and it was embarrassing. That was the worst ass whooping I've ever seen in any boxing match. Like, that was worse than Roy Jones, Vinny Pazienza. That was worse than Muhammad Ali, Cleveland Williams. That was worse than any ass whooping I've ever seen, because it was so tactical. I'm not even sure if Gatti landed one punch in those 6 rounds. He literally was a damn heavy bag. Like, that was embarrassing. But Floyd's performance against Canelo Alvarez was arguably the sharpest that I've ever seen him look against another truly great fighter, against another A-class fighter. I mean, if I was going to gauge his best performances against great fighters, that would be right there. Also, his performance against Chicanito Hernandez to get his first title, because Chicanito was a A-class fighter. He only lost twice in his entire career. That was to Floyd at 130, and Floyd was the only fighter to ever beat him at 130. Chicanito had also lost at 135 to Oscar when he tried to move up to challenge Oscar. He lost to Oscar at 135. But Gennaro Hernandez only lost one fight his entire career at 130 up to that time, and that was to Floyd. And Floyd totally dominated him in that fight. Unbelievable performance. But yeah, that, to me, Floyd's performance against Canelo Alvarez in 2013, that was the best that he ever looked against an A-class championship fighter. I mean, he was so sharp in that fight.
Because there's always a reason for this stuff. You just can't do it out of the blue. There's some factor that's motivating this. What is it? We asked Oscar that. Here's what he said.
Because they need Canelo Alvarez to beat Floyd in the ring so that all of Floyd's energy can be transferred over to Canelo. That's why. That's why they keep trying to call Floyd out, and they know that Floyd's never going to fight him. But they need that fight to happen to signify an energy transfer. In the same way that when Floyd beat the hell out of Oscar, well, really just outboxed Oscar in 2007, all of that energy from Oscar transferred over to Floyd, especially in tandem with Floyd's charismatic performance in that 4-part documentary series, 24/7 on HBO. That was a groundbreaking series. To this day, HBO still uses 24/7 for other sports. And Floyd Mayweather had creative credits for that show. Like that was his brainchild, 24/7.
Here's what he said.
You think he's talking this trash because he wants a rematch? I think yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. How could you not see this? Floyd is broke. He wants to fight Canelo because Canelo's the greatest thing ever. You don't get it?
You think he wants a rematch? Look, another reason why he's crawled out of his rock, he needs money. You think he needs money?
That's another thing that that many of Floyd's detractors, they always go that route. Floyd is broke. That's why Floyd wants to fight this person. That's why he's talking bad about that person. Floyd is broke. That's really wishful thinking. That's them trying to act as if they have some insight into his financial situation. Of course. Floyd's talking bad about Canelo and Deontay Wilder and Adrian Broner and Manny Pacquiao because he needs to fight them because they have more money than him. He's jealous.
Absolutely. He's always saucy. It's absolutely. I doubt he'll ever step into that ring. Floyd's a big freaking...
Floyd's a big pussy. I hate Floyd. He's a big pussy.
What's your message to Floyd? Floyd, stay under your rock, dude. Dude, this...
Floyd, stay under your rock. And by the way, when I was at your house all those years ago, you have beautiful silverware. Or at least you had beautiful silverware. I hope you washed them before you used them.
This is getting nasty.
There's no indication that Floyd is going broke. Floyd just fought last year.
Yeah, well,
Conor McGregor
Floyd did.
Of course Floyd is not going broke. That's what people say because that's what they wish was happening to him. That's why I state that all those people that you hear about, Floyd is jealous of this person, Floyd is jealous of Deontay Wilder, they're saying that because they're jealous of him.
Did buy $2,000 worth of Mega Millions lottery tickets.
Don't let people fool you. When they talk about how they want to see so-called black men be rich and affluent, they're lying. That's something that sounds good to say, but when it happens, those same people, mostly the so-called pro-blackity blacks, whenever they see a black man actually ascend to a level of success, they'll be the first ones talking about, oh, well, you know, he ain't giving back to the hood. He's not speaking out. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. So that's really their way of trying to pull that person down to their level in a pseudo, quote unquote, conscious manner. Right? They try to attack a lot of affluent blacks with the fake consciousness.
He always the reality is that Floyd Mayweather was the highest paid athlete of 2017.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I doubt that he's
the highest paid athlete ever.
And he says he's going to make a couple $100 million if he fights Khabib.
He's going to make a couple $100 million if he fights anybody. The question is, who's he going to fight?
Let me ask you a question.
Don't get it twisted, though. Floyd is a Luciferian himself. And I've covered that extensively in numerous videos.
Let me ask you a question. Forget the boxing ring. If Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya, because they run in the same circles, they are both rich guys, they do rich guy things. Yeah. If they run into each other in an alley in Beverly Hills, and they decide, you know what, it's go time. Who wins a back alley street fight between Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya?
That'd be a great fight. Oscar still has that left hook. Street fights are completely different from in the ring. I'm not quite sure, because Oscar still got that left hook, and he was always very fast. What I say is, you know, Floyd is able to use his evasiveness and catch him, but the street fight will be a lot better than the boxing match. The boxing match, Floyd all day. A street fight, I don't know.
Floyd.
Right now, it's still Floyd?
Yeah.
But you got to hit back to win the fight.
Well, it depends on, well, I'm going to say something, but...
Well, you can't win a boxing match by not hitting back. This notion that all Floyd Mayweather does is hold and run or be defensive and run, that's a narrative. There's a reason why Floyd Mayweather has the highest connect percentage of any boxer in boxing history, and the highest disparity between him connecting on his opponent as opposed to his opponent connecting on him of any fighter in boxing history.
But yeah, Floyd. I mean, don't make no mistake about it. You take Floyd punish.
Don't you think Oscar De La Hoya?
Oh no, Floyd will whoop your ass in the street. I'm just saying, Oscar got that left hook though, but Floyd, you know. People try to run up on Floyd, you know, see some dude out there, 5'7", 5'8", about 150 pounds, and, you know, think it's sweet. The real reason why Floyd got those bodyguards is to stop himself from getting locked up and, you know, becoming sued, having to go back and forth to court. It's not really to protect himself from the next person. A lot of times, especially most of these people out here today, they're such idiots, man. You have to think for yourself and for them. So that's why Floyd has the bodyguards as he should. I mean, it's not just something that's extra. It's a necessity that he have bodyguards.
Oh yeah, we just take him down to the ground and beat the dog snot out of him.
Nah, do you feel like
Oscar got no skills on the ground?
Is he Khabib? I mean, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like what are you talking
the
about?
reality is, Oscar's a lot further removed from his boxing career.
Yeah, he just feels like he's scrappier to me.
Why? He got
no,
man. He got beat up.
I just feel like Oscar De La Hoya is if you're going into a dark alley, you want Oscar De La Hoya in there.
I don't think so. Even though I think that Oscar would like to go down a dark alley with you. It wouldn't be the fight though.
No, you want one?
I'll take Khabib.
One of those guys.
But anyway, that's basically it on that. I do have a feeling that we're going to be hearing a lot more about the little quote-unquote beef between Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather down the line. So peace.